functionality. So we saw that complementary role that we need to play if we are together, and that informed us. Part of what we were able to do, and I would be looking at this, is what really guided us. After 2019, what we had to do was, where are we going? And that is where we came, what made us come up with the our strategic plan, which is 2020 to 2025. And one of the key things I remember that we stressed on was that now we are gathering ourselves, but by 2025, we should be moving into fighting for our own council. And this is something that we shouldn't forget. Now we are 1 year to 2025, and the reason why we need to have our own council has started showing its face. And we need to rise to the occasion wherever we are. Whether you are in Ghana Health Service, or you are in FDA, or you are in academia, or you are whatever, we are the same own people. Let me tell you, I work in a medical school. When COVID-19 happened, there was something that was given to doctors. It came to us, we didn't get anything as allied health professionals. We had some really on the front line. I confronted one of my big people. I won't mention names so that it becomes an issue. But what he told me was that his people fought for them. And that is why they got it. Nobody fought for us who were in academia working in also these same conditions of risk. Nobody. Meanwhile, the medical students, medical schools never closed. It took quite a long time for us to even move and start working on what do you call it, Zoom and all that. So the issue is not just about Ghana Health Service, or it's just about any other. It involves every one of us, wherever we work. We are affected. And so we should see that as an essence why we need to be together and to move things the right and proper way. Now, these strategic teams, I'll touch on it, but let us know our vision is to represent and develop nutrition and dietetics professions to contribute towards achieving optimal nutrition and to provide the most credible source of nutrition and food information as applied to health and diseases in Ghana. And we have a mission that will progressively, and being a dynamic organization, we would want to promote a supportive environment by providing dynamic professional services responsive to the needs of members who are committed to promoting high standards of nutrition and dietetics in Ghana. So this is us. And let's not forget about it. I will spell this, but I would want each and every one of us have a copy of our objectives. And this would be very important moving forward. Because if we understand what we are in for as GAND, we would begin to revolve our mindset as to what we need to do. So I would plead, incoming president, please make copies of that. When you are credentialing people, then you attach our vision, our mission, and our objectives. You attach it to their credential certificate so that people will read and begin to conscientize themselves where we are going and why we exist. As of today, I requested that I get an update of where we are going. You remember that in 2000, I gave a figure of about 230 something as our registered members. Today, we have reached 600. I wouldn't be surprised, but after today, we'll get to the 1,000 by our next AGM. Yeah. And that is a charge we will need to work towards. Continue by looking at the different areas and what we have done so far. Professionalism, public relation and communication. We have a functional website, but we struggled with at some point in time, we were able to stabilize it. But I will say that working for GAND, we still not there to be spending so much on what we do. The way we can sustain ourselves and make sure that we work is to volunteer. Volunteerism should be a core part of us. If anyone has a skill, he should be able to give it, offer it freely. And there is so much that we will gain from that when we do that. Sometimes it starts small. You do something small for the organization. The next time there is a big project coming, we are looking for this person, this quality of person. You are put there. And there you start earning. Let's not put every little thing we do for GAND into money. I would stress that. Nutrition advocacy and apologetics, we done quite a number with, and most importantly, will let us put our hands together for our PRO, who also as our secretary when we were struggling. Promoted in doing consistently celebrating our GAN week with different activities, bringing people on board, showing people, putting our professionals, celebrating our professionals who are doing it somewhere. We say today is Professor I's day, and then he comes to give a talk. And this is the way we did it. And all thanks to Ma'am Senam and her team. Important branding her team again, and young men who have been supporting Franklin and the other one is who? Caleb. Is it Caleb? Kelly. Yes. These young boys, if you see a lot of colorful things on our website and kind of technical backstop they give to GAND, it is really huge. And I look forward that maybe one day, when we are there, we should be able to then employ them so that they can work in that field to support our technical bit of it. But if we could do that, it takes all of us to really support us. Our fiscal presence, at least, we still have a small functional office. It is small, but it is doing a lot. And these days of internet, you don't need what do you call it, a house. All you need is a laptop, and you can do much. Our online presence, social media, we have done quite well in that space. Quality assurance, dissemination of the code of ethics through CPDs. Is it on the website now? Because the last time we were looking at it to be on our website. We are still trying to finalize things like our SOPs, and we would be there very soon. Now the credential man is now your president, so if he doesn't kill him. Okay, so professional development and empowerment. Last year we tried to credential new members, and today I signed about 200 scripts. So it means that we are still also on course on this aspect of it. And more people are interested in getting our credential. What we need to do is to work a little more further. The zonal groups, I would say that some zones are active whilst other zones are sleeping. We need to begin moving our zones much higher than we have been. Importantly, let's try to do some zonal things. Let's try to raise local funding within our space. The churches, I know a lot of big churches who want somebody to come and share information on nutrition. Sometimes we go there and then we do a church thing and then we don't even take anything. But let us professionalize it a little bit. Let us professionalize it a little bit. Have something that we can, looking in our churches that, oh, God will want to come and give this talk. And if you engage God, this is how little you can also give to support the work they do. And sometimes you go and talk to them, and then you can also make an appeal. And church members, when they are touched, they will give you. They will give you. Let us be intentional and quite aggressive about our fundraising tactics. Okay. And in your various church institutions, my church, for example, I was able to push, and we have a sick bay there. Every time we check people's blood pressure, we check their sugar. Every Sunday, we check their weight and all that. These are basic things we can do. You can force your church as this thing to have a bay where you can display gun poster there or whatever. And these are ways we can improve our visibility. These are ways we can do many other things. And we should be able to hold to that. Our virtual engagement have been very, very good. Honestly, there was one program we even hit over 300 on those who participated, and our CPDs too online has been well attended. I think the minimum I counted was about 80 something, right? Yes, the last one, which is still a very good number to record for such. And they are also very informative, so people don't just click in and then go out. Sometimes, even when the time elapses, you see people still there want to ask many questions. And that shows how far and how strong our trainings are. I would encourage that we keep that level of excellence. We instituted the Excellence Award, and last year we were able to award someone, and we would encourage that every con we should be able to move uh, a little more step ahead, looking at other categories of areas people work. And raise funds towards nutrition award. Let's be able to award the best nutritionist in Ghana, the best dietitian in Ghana. Let's raise funds towards it. If we do short code, wouldn't you subscribe? Let's do that. And let's also begin to award ourselves. The proverbial lizard, if you do not salute him, when he falls down, he would nod the head. Yeah, I've done well. Now I'm there. We should all be able to nod ourselves. Ghana autonomy, we are so far from achieving this aspect, and that pushes us to the question of when do we want to push and push to ensure that we have a council. This should be something of an importance to us. I wonder how the mental health managed to do this, because I think we are more than mental health people. Are we not? We are. So what prevents us? Okay. So it's something that I think we should look up to and then improve that. Accountability and governance, we still have our Ifia with us. Is Ifia around? Let's give it up for her too. Honestly, she had really, really committed herself to this volunteerism that she took it up to do. Even when she got a job, she's still doing this activity to support us. And we are grateful, Ifia. Now, I'm happy to say that at least for the last 2 years of all our audit accounts, our account stands audited to date. The one that is left to be audited is for this year, and we have not ended financial year. So if you don't see an audited account this year, it doesn't mean that we have not audited. All our accounts as at the financial year that we need to account for is audited at the moment, and you won't clap for that. We're still looking at ways that we can get our own landed property and work in our own space. We've still yet found a place that really suits even within the money that we have. But if you and I would raise support, maybe by next year we should even rather go and buy a house or a building somewhere than even to buy a land. But importantly, let me tell you that the monies that Ghana Nutrition Association had when they expired, and Ghana Dietetics Association had before they expired, we didn't chop it. We didn't use it for anything. We had in mind that we are going to set it off for a land or something that we can also raise our space around. Or better still, put it in our, what do you call it? That financial, no, before that one. The one, Daniel is the chair. Our trust fund, our foundation fund. So that money is secured, and what we've done is that we've put it in an investment so that the money doesn't depreciate. And as we think around what we look for as the space to spend that money. So your money is safe. That money was not chopped, that was not used for anything, is there. So those who are interested can check the accounts and you see all that information. So the money that we have, we spent and we chopped and worked with it, is monies that we raised since GAN started. So I will tell you that GAN started with 0 account. And maybe at the end, Daniel will be giving the financial, yes. So you know what we have in our accounts now. Our achievement, I've just put it a bit in summary. We have had a strategic plan developed. We have had GAN registration issues sorted. We have had our account audited. We have had our membership growth. Collaborations, I would say that GAN has gained a lot of salute internationally, not just anywhere. You won't clap for that too. Oh, my people. To date, we don't owe any of the regional bodies. We have paid our dues in full with IUNS. Maybe if you owe again, it will be just next year. And we've paid our dues also in full with FANUS. And they recognize us highly. And let me tell you, if you talk to any of the foreigners around, meaning the non-blacks, not non-Africans, they will tell you where GAN is. In fact, they know GAN more than some of you sitting here. This afternoon, one was telling me, look, GAN is one of the most functional nutrition societies in the world. So we have a legacy and we have a charge to keep. Visibility, I wouldn't say we are there yet. People know about us. Organizations know about us. Now, when we call for national stakeholders meeting around issues of nutrition, they cannot do that meeting without mentioning GAN. And that one too, you are not happy. We have been involved in many of the policies, and let me also salute some of our academics who have also toiled in that space. The food-based dietary guidelines, when we talk about the technical people who did the back work of analyzing the data and all that, Professor Reginald is here, Prof. Aite, Prof. Mosla, many others. And they are all GAN members. That is the one most interesting part of it. And so we had been fully engaged in the food, dietary-based food guidelines. We have also been involved in the food system dialogue. In fact, UNDP, NDPC didn't joke with us when it came to the food system the dialogue. And virtually, I would say quite a number who really facilitated the dialogue are all GAN members. I'm happy to say your president too was part of the facilitators. Again, also, we are quite a number of members are with the technical, the task force who are also, technical task force who are also involved in this HD for HL program that is looking at developing policies to guard our food environment, namely the nutrient profiling and then that of the front of pack labeling policy. We are in there. We've also gained quite substantial recognition. And importantly, in this conference, I will not be surprised, we will be called somewhere to help other associations also grow. And that is something that we should be doing now, because our survival will depend on countries that are around us also having stronger nutrition societies. I'm happy to say that I'm leading the membership drive for the Federation of African Nutrition Society to push that other member states will also have nutrition societies established in their countries. And I will be falling on Ghana to help us build other societies all around us in West Africa. So at our next conference, we should be seeing people from Cote d'Ivoire, people from Burkina Faso, everywhere, Niger, all those places to be part of us. Let's grow them so that whenever we are going, they will be pushing us up there. And I would encourage us to do that. So we are really recognized in many fields, in many situations and activities. And I'm also happy to say that Send Ghana and VALD, and through support of the Global Health Advocacy Indicator Incubator, have also found the potential that we have. I look forward for the day that, you see, they have a lot of resources to push the development of policies that are, food, to sanitize our food environment. And most of the times we sit for other organizations to go, and then we go and align with them to do that. It is time Ghana takes the front part in that. And I think we have the potential. They've seen the potential in us, and we should be looking at developing proposals to also compete favorably for policies that would drive us. If you will be able to do that, then we would need everyone on board. Form technical teams, form capacity groups that would really, really be actively looking for and working towards improving our profits. So where we should be heading at building bridges. We still have a critical mass languishing somewhere, and they are gradually becoming a thorn in our flesh. I'll say so, without fear or favor. And you know them yourselves. You know them yourselves. Look, we have a lot to gain if we are together and move forward. So I would suggest that we build bridges. Importantly, I had a discussion with President that we should try and develop a program which will be Ghana Health Service GAND program to talk about professionalism and the advantages, the gains, and how we can build on the future. I'm sure by the time we finish that 5-day CPD, our number will go to 2,000, because within the last statistics that we saw, we are quite a number in Ghana. So I'm not happy about the 600. I am looking forward that we should have about 3,000 or more. And so please, let us all make it an important assignment to bring all others in. But I would still plead with President to find money to organize this kind of workshop, to organize it and make it a free CPD of at least 10 points, something that will encourage everybody to enroll on. We may not have money. We can easily do online. Luckily, we have the system that is working. We have a functional Zoom account and all that. So we are not undercapacitated to do this work. And this one, if I forget it, I wouldn't even sleep tonight. We need to push. We need to push in all directions, using our friends, using our connections in parliament, using our connections in the ministry, using our connections in our directorates, everywhere. Let's have a nutrition council. Call it any name. You may call it a nutrition commission, you do whatever it is. There should be someone that is overlooking the issues of nutrition. That would direct other sectors that all fall under nutrition to be able to clearly implement the mandates that they hold. And so it is all of us that I'm leaving this with. I'm not going to sleep. I'm leaving GAND in the hands of very capable people. But there is something that was still on my mind, on my heart, that now that I'm going to sit back, I think I would take the lead in that. And that the first is the student mentoring process. I'm surprised how the stop came there. Maybe the typing did not go well. But it is about the student mentoring process. I would love for us to have a boot camp for students where various capacity activities will be done. Like I believe in starting small, via online, but to scale it up where every year we'll be meeting students with mentors, looking into their projects they want to do, giving them a bit of, career guidance, entrepreneurship, all that kind of activity where students can really get out there much confident than they have to be. And I believe President is with me on that. Then also research. We should be dictating the research agenda. And we have people within us. We have the men. We have the men. You know, so importantly, Professor is here, Dr. Walali is here. I mean, with all sort of experiences, our Colonel is here, Hamda is here, all of them with all sort of experiences that we can work together. We can work together to determine what we really need to know, what evidence are lacking, and how we can work together in making this happen. So I will leave you with just this. I'm done. Don't worry. It's my last time. Let me enjoy. Yes. So these two things is something that I would like to focus on sitting back. We determining the research agenda and looking for the needed supporters to come on board so that every time GAND will have the group that will be putting the evidence out there. GAND's declaration on this, GAND's this on that, GAND's position on this. We should be able to achieve that. With all said and done, I'll celebrate my able executive work with me. So I want you to all stand up so that we appreciate you for the kind and voluntary service of Reginald and admin. Please stand up. Where are they? Am I seeing all of them? Yes. I want to also remember that the others who started with us because of other responsibilities, they left painfully. They didn't abandon us, but they left painfully. In fact, I remember Nana called me when she came back, said, "Is there something I can help do?" This is the kind of spirit that had kept us going. So let's also give it up for our secretary, General Secretary Nana, who all dropped out along the way, and then our student Portia Nkumsa, who also supported. And when health became a bit of a challenge, she didn't just leave. Where is Alice? Yes, please, let's give it up for her too. She took the mantle to hold in as the student rep until we going off. So on my behalf, on behalf of all of them, we thank you for entrusting this task to us, and we are giving it back to, some others to also continue from where we are. Long live Gand, long live everyone. Goodbye for now.
Thank you very much, Prof. Perko. I think we can do it one more time. Okay, so we are moving straight into money matters. We call on Mr. Daniel Mensah, the Chair Foundation, to do us the honors. On behalf of our treasurer, Mrs. Ikuya Manfo.
Click modify, transfer, then date, it's modified. And we just click on it. Yeah, this one. Send it. Have to do the share. Hmm. Good evening, House. And whilst we are trying to sort the technical issues out, so I'm here to present the audited accounts for 2 years, and that is the year 2022 and 2023. Now it's 2 years because the last time we met at the AGM, the audited accounts were not ready for 2022. And so I'm asked to do both. Thankfully, our auditors did the auditing for the 2 years together, so it makes it easy. So this is our audited account as at June 2023. According to our constitution, we can only submit and present audited accounts, not financial statements. 2024 audited account is currently ongoing, and because the year hasn't ended, it is not that is why it is not part of what I'm presenting. We should in charge as well. All right, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, so for time's sake, I will skip the very wordy part and just go straight to the main part of the audited financial statements. So our auditors are Index Advisory Chartered Accountants, and that is the address you see there. They are in Accra, Newtown. And so they audited our accounts for us. So we started the year with an open balance from 20. Okay, let me go to the summary so that, forgive me, I'm not an accountant, so I'm reading it as it is here. Okay, so here. All right, so in terms of sets of the academy, when it comes to non-current assets, that is property, plants, and equipment, in 2022, in monetary terms, the value was 4,148 cedis 20 pesos, and in 2023, the value was 2,798 40 pesos. However, the current assets we have in terms of cash and bank balance in 2022 was 108,933 cedis 89 pesos, and in 2023 it was 114,653 cedis 45 pesos. And so in total, our total assets as at 2023 was 117,451 cedis 85 pesos. Liabilities, that is accounts payables, in 2023 it rose from 5,626.51 cedis in 2022 to 15,558 cedis 94 pesos. And when you take the liabilities out of the current assets, then we have 34,691 cedis 20 pesos. Funds that members' dues was 67,201 cedis 71 pesos in 2023, which was a slight reduction from what we had in 2022, 85,855 cedis 58 pesos. In terms of our revenues, in 2022, our revenue was 99,472 cedis 10 pesos, and in 2023, our revenue was 148,416 cedis 30 pesos. Operational costs. So let me just read the total. So the total expenditure was 68,082 50 pesos for 68,082 cedis 50 pesos for 2022, and 168,175 cedis 168,175 cedis 50 pesos in 2023. Now the staggering difference is because this is the time that the academy financed the organizing of COND 2023. After COND, uh, windfalls, which will be reflected in 2024, actually paid all this back. So in 2024, we'll see that that's reflected. Now, our cash flow from operating activities, we have 18,653 cedis, 87 pesos in 2023, which was less than in 2022, which was 31,389 cedis, 60 pesos. And so when you take the operating profit before working capital, in 2022, it was 32,739 cedis, 40 pesos, and in 2023, it was 17,304 cedis and 7 pesos. And so when we do the net cash inflow from operating activities, 38,365 cedis, 91 pesos was for 22, and then 7,371 cedis, 64 pesos was for 2023. Now, when we put all together, adding various financial activities in terms of expenditure, in terms of stations of equipment and co, total amount down there again. At the end of year 2023, we have 114,653 cedis, 45 pesos, which was higher than our cash equivalent in 2022, which was 108,933 cedis, 89 pesos. So our balance brought forward in terms of accumulated funds in 2023 was 67,201, 71 pesos, and in 2022 it's 85,855 cedis, 58 pesos. Now, all these, the details are attached to our document, the document in the form of appendixes. And this is available for anyone who want to see it. So the details are all there attached to the appendixes. So let me emphasize again, as of 2023, the amount of money that we had in our account, balance brought forward, was 67,201 cedis, 71 pesos. And most of these funds came across projects, collaborations, and activities that the academy organized, but not mainly from membership dues, because then the membership, as we know, it then was less than 400. But thankfully, with our membership now, we should have increase in terms of funds from membership dues for 2024. So this is just a summary of our audited accounts that we are presenting to you this day. And we want to take any comment and then we'll move for the acceptance of the audited account. If there are any comments, we'll do best to explain it. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. My name is Efo Uswansa. My comment is on the dues. I think GAND is doing like the government of Ghana who is taxing the few to share to the many. There are many dietitians and nutritionists around who would have wanted to be part of GAND, but in terms of the CPD, the caveat is you should be a member in good standing. Then after paying that, you pay your CPD amount as well. Until we get to that point where it will be a must that we should get some points from GAND. They have options elsewhere to get CPDs to get their point. So I am thinking that since dues is our main income, why don't we going forward maybe add 50 cedis to the dues and say that any member in good standing can have CPD for free for the entire year. So instead of having 600, and out of the 600, I think it can go down in terms of those who are really truthful in paying. We can get over 1,000 people paying because they will be rid of that guilty feeling, not paying their dues, and they can also comfortably enjoy the CPD. So we spread it around, although the amount is small, the number will make up for the amount that we need to work with. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I think your suggestion is well noted. And I think for a long time, we haven't changed the amount of dues we actually have been paying, have we? It's been the same, yes, for more than 5 years, or at least the 5 years that we have been. It has been the same amount that so that's something that will be looked into. And then, of course, is at AGM that we propose changes to our dues. And okay, so the incoming executives will consider that and report same to members for your consideration. Please, are there any additional one? Yes, there's someone at the back there. And the mic is only one there. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. I think it's similar to what she has said. I mean, GAN want more money. And like we are doing in the line of allied health, when it comes to the renewal of PIN, they will decide for you when you should renew your PIN. I mean, I was going to pay for my credentialing, and I realized that I was told it was closed. You are looking at money, and you are determining when I should pay. I think it should be open. Even if I pay and you can't give me the credential at that point, you can explain why I'm not due or I'm not qualified to be credentialed. But you can't decide when I have or when I should have money in my pocket. Let it be open so that when I have money, I for whatever service that I wish to get from GAN. But if you are determining for me when I should save money and pay, I don't think this for an organization young as GAN that is looking for more resources to run the institution. Yeah.
Well, I think this is the main reason why I'm calling us to understand what professionalism is all about. Everything we do in certain space of time. And especially credentialing, somebody must do printing of certificate, the things that are needed. So if you wait to pay the last minute, let's say you pay today, there's no way we can get you your certificate on time, we can get you your PIN on time and all that. So this is the main reason why we look at the time frames that we work with is very important. It's not like GAN wants money. No, GAN doesn't want money. GAN wants to work for you, and you should be able to enable GAN work properly for you. It's just unfortunate that, you see, I am a UTAG member. Every month, whether I like it or not, how much could I, now I've lost, you say you pay 50, we pay 100 Ghana cedis a month. You see, I pay 100 Ghana cedis a month. That is a colossal sum of my salary. You see, you see, we have to we have to look at the space we have, the time frame we have, and let's be up to it. I belong to the Nutrition Society. Immediately your membership is getting to a year, they will warn you 1, 2 after you are off until you pay before you are put on board. And that is professionalism. So we should embrace the culture, though it is not pleasant, but we should embrace the culture. And we should know that GAN it's not extorting from us. If you look at the sacrifices people do and take nothing for it, just because we want a program to run. We just want a program to run. And sometimes virtually all the money, for those who came to Kumasi, if you are to make an account of what you chop, and you want to be sincere to God, do you think that the money you paid for the conference was enough to do all that for that number of days? It wasn't. Somebody must sacrifice. But it calls for the fact that we should raise funds. GAN must raise funds beyond our dues so that we can always be able to do mega programs for our people. So if you pay your dues in time, maybe the one who is doing fundraising can also get at least a transport to move around to industries or somewhere that they can raise the funds. That is all that we are asking for. We are not asking for too much.
My last point. I think when we started GAN, the issue of deducting dues from source, it was about our numbers. Now we are about over 600. I think it's about time. Because health workers union, there are some deductions that unless you look on your pay slip, you will not see. But as Prof is saying, he's been deducted, let's say 100 cedis a month. That is 1,200 in a year. But he won't feel it that much because it's being taken small. So if those of us who are on payroll, they can start deducting, I think that can also solve the issue of dues as well.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to agree with my good friend, and I'll disagree with Prof. Kingsley on the issue. The fact of the matter is that saying that you have a process for credentialing. The only thing you do is that you tell me that if you don't pay by this date, you cannot get your credentialing at the conference. Leave it open. The only thing is, so once the cutoff date has passed, and I've paid after the cutoff date, I wait for the next whatever. It's like what they do in the university. If you give a date that I should submit my thesis for graduation, or for my name to be in the November graduation list, and I don't make it to that graduation list, and I bring you the next graduation, you put me. So the point is, especially when you are a young organization and you are trying to mobilize people, it's also good to be flexible. I mean, yes, it's important to be professional, but I don't even see anything about professionalism in this particular kind of discussion. It's just a process you set up. You pay this date, you get your certificate this date. If you pay after that, you will get it later, period. It's not any difficulty. Now, to the issue of deductions, and I mean, yeah, we all have different capacities, but I really don't think the dues is too much to pay. Well, I don't know why we may opt for deducting as source. The problem with deducting as source is that if you do that, in the end, it is most of those who work for government. There will be those funding organizations, because me, you can't deduct my salary as source. No, let's get real, because I'm saying this because we are in other groups, alumni association, and this same problem is there. Those who work in the university, to a very large extent, because they are able to take their money at source, they are those that are always taking. Ultimately, if we have all agreed to be here, the dues is not too much. Maybe we need to find ways of reminding ourselves when it is time to pay. So that if we continue to do that, now we have WhatsApp, we have emails, you can just broadcast. Hopefully we can use that to encourage people to pay. So I think that is it. Thank you.
Okay, so for me, though we are nutritionists and we talk about we should limit our protein intake, but in this case, too much protein doesn't spoil the soup. Why am I referring to this? We should use ways of people paying. My good friend can pay using, upfront or Momo or whatever. You see, the situation is that if we have 50 or 100 people that can get their money through controller, in fact, the leadership can even plan with that. You know that every month, unless otherwise stated, that money will drop. So I think should really get diverse ways of people being able to pay on time. If you can explore that, that will be fine. Because for some people, the time you will want them to pay, and they will need to pay, that's the time problems will arise from nowhere. And then when they don't pay, it's like, it's a problem. So, but if they are deducting, I think when you do the calculation, the 240 per year, 20 cedis a month. So if they just remove 20 cedis a month, and that could mean that you will be poor, then you were poor from Genesis. So I think that if we can do that, that will really help those of us who are in the formal sector, and they can just do the deductions for that, and that might help us a lot. And then those who up front, like my good friend, then we can also look at that. I'm even told there's a possibility of paying through Momo. And so I think that way we may have a lot of people being able to pay, and then we'll be able to carry out the activities we need to carry. That's my comment for now.
And just to add that, even when we're doing Ghana Nutrition Association, our institutions were willing to deduct, even for members, let's say KNUSC members of Ghana Nutrition Association, they were willing, if we provide a list for them to deduct from source for dues, and it makes it easier. So we should use, like he said, diverse means. Ghana Science Association, I don't know whether you guys belong to, but KNUSC, we're all science, so we all belong to Ghana Science. So it's very little, but so when they spread it for the year, it's like 10 cedis a month, but they still did that from source. And so you don't feel it, but it's all association to have the funds coming in easily, so that the others that cannot do from source, we also have to have an active way of making sure that they pay. We must use diverse means, but by all means to make sure that everybody is able to pay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we're still for the strategies increase our monies. I know our nutrition officers are here, district nutrition officers. I can only see voter and few other agents. From where I'm coming, Eastern region, you ask should be like GAN. I think it should be compulsory, especially for district officers, regional nutrition officers, to attend such program.
So when they come, I'm very sure our number will increase. We have been zoned into this 3-zonal. What is the essence of that? It's way overdue. I saw our president writing by 2025, at least we should get a council or something like that. Let's love what we do as nutritionists, dietitian. If you live it, it's like, I don't know, I don't even know how to express myself, but it's like we all have the talk that will reach where we are supposed to. And we can do it. Because I know people from my region, they don't want to even hear about the gun. That's the truth of the matter. Technical officers are there. We are enough. And for when the number increases, it's so easy for us to get counsel. I think and we should just, from today, let's decide when is the deadline. For all members, especially those practicing, to be on board. Thank you.
Yeah, all right, thank you very much. So I want to add to the discussion on the dues. Yeah, so sometimes 240 cedis might seem small, but hey, sometimes the time the deadline is due for you to make the payment, you realize that your friend is marrying, you need to attend funeral, your kids' school fees are due, or your sibling, and then everything is adding up, and it becomes difficult to really pull out 240 cedis to make the payment. So another suggestion is that members, you can do standing order. 240 is 20 cedis a month, right? So do standing order at the bank if you are Ghana Health Service or the government. Order every month 20 cedis should be deducted and credited to GAND accounts. So that will be easy. So I think it's something that I personally will start doing. I didn't think about it until the suggestion of that from women. So I want to start that, and I want to encourage all of us to do that. So just a standing order of 20 cedis a month will be relieving and easier for us to do that. And I think with the incoming executive, we need to think about this and then encourage. So the secretary can send messages to members on the standing order. So those that during the standing order, they are provided the accounts and etc. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Well, I am going to make a very controversial suggestion. The dues is 240 cedis for the year. Truth be told, the dues is far from sufficient for what GAND needs to do for professionals in Ghana. I am just pleading, that's my suggestion, that this is the AGM of GAND. If it is possible, I propose that we do an adjustment to the dues starting from this AGM. We can give a delayed time, maybe it take effect subsequently in maybe next year or something. But I'm proposing we reconsider the dues of 240 cedis. Now, as the outgoing vice president, I can say it comfortably. Because if I were there, if I am my brother now saying it, you would think I want your money to spend. But the kind of things that GAND ought to do just to make our profession stand. Today we go to and people are asking, GAND is not present. Before that, it was not the case. There are meetings we are invited to, and this meeting wouldn't have been complete without GAND. And the job is not yet done. It is Prof. say something I always like to repeat. He says that if you are not at the table for dinner, so on the dinner table, there are two things involved. You are either sitting at the table or you are sitting on the table. Otherwise, you are lost. And if we are not at the places where decisions and policies are made, forget it. And some of these places, you don't go with your free hand. You don't go with your face and polish suit. Some of them, you have to go and shake hands properly. You understand what I mean? I don't need to break it down. And even when you shake, you cannot put it here. So there are people who have to use their own resources to achieve. So if we agree with me, the next GB will have a very easy life. It will not be exactly easy, but it will be softer. What we want is a body that protects our profession. See, not anybody can get up and call him or herself a lawyer in Ghana, or even a doctor. Forgive me for the examples. But by the time you say you're a lawyer in Ghana, in fact, people know that you have arrived. Want to get to that point where when I say I am a registered dietitian, I don't need to explain to anybody else what it means to be a registered dietitian. It's enough to call myself an RD. We are getting there, but we are not there yet. And it takes this 20 cedis a month. And trust me, I propose at least 50 cedis per month. That's my proposal. Controversial suggestion. Over.
Thank you very much. This, I would first like to acknowledge what has been said so far. I mean, I think it's good suggestions, but in as much as we are considering that, we should also consider the issues on the ground. For example, I'm just a new GAN member or a new student, and I am one of the few in my class that I know of who have been able to sort out the dues and sort out everything else. And when I speak to some of my colleagues, they complain about the amount of money that they had to pay. The issue on the ground is right after school, many dietitians are unemployed and they're expected to bring out that money. So my humble suggestion is that maybe there's a transitionary fee. The same way you have the student fee, you have the full member fee, there should be a transitionary fee, at least for the phase in which you are just a year after completing school. Then I think it will bring more people on board where they will be willing to pay that amount of money. The second thing, others are suggesting that there be an increase in dues. I don't think it's a problem for many, but then others too may have an issue with that. So instead of increasing the dues, maybe there can be an option for volunteering to, contribute. There should be that option on the website where people can decide to give their own personal money. So if you think you are in the right position to do that, then you go ahead and do that. Because already I can speak from experience or people I've spoken to where the dues is a problem and you're already talking about increasing it. I think it will cause more people to shy away from coming onto the GAN platform at all. And sorry to say, but the last thing I want to mention is the visibility, because I want, okay, granted, but that was towards the raising the funds, but I understand. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Just following up on what the lady just said and what Percy said. Yes, it's true we need money, but I would want us to tread cautiously. I rather want to think that we should look at the membership drive now, because that would also increase what is coming in, especially at this critical time when we need the numbers. We can't say we don't need the numbers, we need the numbers. And just as the president said, there is a critical mass that we need to target. We all know. What she said was very beautiful. She is coming from a region where the membership is very few. So these are people that we could see how we can work through them. The zonal heads, I don't know, I think they will need to be also very innovative, okay, because you are on some of the platforms, you realize that things are quiet over there. Some of them try, but you don't see responses coming from members. How can we, think outside and then see how we can engage those who are even coming close, to be members of GANT? How do we use them to improve the membership? So I would say we need the money, but let's go slowly now. For this year, next year, it might be too rushed to increase it. because we need to get the members in. Now we have the conference. I think this conference is also a good stepping stone. You know, the publicity was out there. A lot of people were interested in coming, but they couldn't make it because of the money. But then they are now more aware that there is something happening and that there is Gantt. I think the awareness has been created by this conference. So let's take it as a stepping stone to increase the membership. And then maybe 2 years or something, we can be talking about the increase in the dues.
Thank you and good evening. I think Bernice has spoken my mind. I think we should be doing more to pull out a lot more professionals. There are a lot of nutritionists and then other people out there we could really pull. So when you have a bigger pool, and then the contributions are coming, then the pool will be bigger. So I think we could hold on with the increment as well. But I also think reminders are also helpful. I think RD Jonah, it's a welfare chair in UHAS in our department, and he's doing well. So he sends WhatsApp reminders. So every month we are supposed to contribute an amount. I mean, if it's a year, some of us we even forget to pay. Then you send a reminder, WhatsApp, private reminders. Oh, this year you've paid up to this month. This is what is left. So there could be somebody out there. 600 is no joke a number. So if we are even paying the 240 a year and we are sending active reminders, and sometimes you say those who are in good standing, I think we have something we publish like that, those who are in good, aside the good standing, send private messages. People have a lot of things they are paying, but when you see your list and then it's cumulative, then you start redeeming. So I also think we should be looking at the membership drive. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I want to combine Percy's point with Benny's and the other lady. So if you take, let's say, the American Nutrition Society, they have different levels of membership. So that deals with a point. Those, if you are from school and you are coming in, even if you find a job, the likelihood is that you may not earn that much. So can we have a system where from student you can graduate? I think they have like 5 years and then 5 to 10 years. And then they have different categories. Like if you are a researcher, something, then you pay more. So the point is that if we do this kind of system, what happens is that we can maintain the current amount for, let's say, the post-student years. Then for those who are already working, maybe in a 5-year category, and then you can have other categories. I think I'll look for the website, I'll send it to you. You can have something like that, and then that can help us to get more money. So basically, you are increasing it, but you are increasing for those who are in, and you are maintaining it so that you can get more members. You didn't want her to talk about the publicity, but it is very tied to the membership and the dues. And the perception people have about Gantt, like she just said, they are talking about dues. You know, we used to say that the academics have hijacked it. So we sit in our corner and we have our conversation. And so it's just the professors and there are people who call themselves and they are there. So nobody wants to come. So these are, I mean, whether we like it or not, these are perceptions. And we need to act in ways that do not validate these perceptions if they are not right. Thank you.
Good, I'm the last one because I have to leave here. No, thank you for the opportunity. And he says I'm the last one. All right, I must first commend you that I think things have improved. I've been a member for like 3 years now. When I first registered and I had to make the payment, it was difficult making payment. I tried making payment a number of times, it failed. And I think somewhere February this year, I tried making the payment again. I didn't succeed with my credit card. Finally, I had to pay through. Unfortunately, I was make that. I think we need to ways to stand and speak. I think I have a loud voice. Anyway, so and then the other issue also is I registered I've been a member, like I mentioned already, and I registered for the credentialing, only for last minute to be told that I need to input my allied health science PIN. Good. I graduated from UDS 2009, and I've been working with the UDS as a lecturer since 2015, and I have a PhD in nutrition. All my degrees are in nutrition, and I've been working now as a lecturer, consultant, and researcher in nutrition. And I want to ask you, will you say you want to disqualify somebody who has been practicing nutrition for more than 10 years because I did not register as a member of Allied Health Science? And for me, I didn't register to be a member of Allied Health Science because I didn't see a need for it. I didn't need it in my career progression. That's it. But when I saw your email, then I tried to register on the Allied Health Science portal. I went on the website, only that, and I could not register. So now there was an impediment. I tried contacting them, no response. So now what do you do? So now you are trying to get members. But then if you put an impediment in people's way, how will you get them to come on board? I don't have a problem that people should be registered with Allied Health Council. I don't have a problem. If it's even exam, I can write. But the thing is that it should be made easy for people to be able to access it. So somebody tries to join the GAD, then I need to register for the Allied Health Science Council. Now I cannot register without going there physically. What do you do?
Yeah, just a quick comment on that. Yes, so I think that I'm not sure, I've not seen in the Ghana constitution that you have to be a member of Allied Health or you have to be what do you call it, licensed by Allied Health before you can be a member of GAND. So I think he has a legitimate point there. So we have to look into that. So so that whether you're a member of AHPC or not, you can still be able to register for GAN membership smoothly. However, from what he said, I just want to raise a point. Maybe it would be that if you're in academia, whether nutrition or aesthetics, nutrition has to do with health, isn't it? So now, health, as part of accreditation processes for nutrition and dietetics program, it's required that lecturers or tutors on nutrition and dietetics program are duly licensed or accredited by the council. So that is the thing now. So maybe to look into that going forward. All right.
So thank you very much. Thankfully, they were all wonderful suggestions that we will quickly put together. And like Charlie, you guys, you've made our work very easy. So thank you very much. So just to move on to the next, I will ask that I will move that the audited account for 2022 and 2023 be accepted by the House. Can we have a seconder? Will anyone second? Just mention your full name and you second. Yes, since I read. I don't know. Yes. Somebody to move. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. So can we have somebody move? Yes. All right. Okay. Can we have someone second the move by Prof. Anand? All right. All right. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you. Please, a hand of applause for Mr. Mensah. Okay, so we now move to the business of the day. I think we were to have a presentation from Amati Company, but I don't know if they are here. Okay, they are not here, so we'll just move straight to our induction and credentialing ceremony. Our inductees here, may I see by hands the inductees that are here? Great. All right, for the induction, I would like to call Hajia Hamdaratu Dauda to please come up to help me with it. Okay. I would also call Mr. Collins Efriapia to also come up. Okay, so for the inductees, if you hear your name, please come up here. Yes, I know some of you are joining us online. You were all supposed to be here, but maybe you got the message late or you couldn't be here. So we acknowledge you too. So let me start. Emanuela Aqua Eji. Emmanuel Daite Amesi Meku. Araba Besiwa Odum. Hi. Emanuela, just in front. Nelly Lorna Abba Apia. Lucy Sechiwa Ewusi. Nana Kwame Adibekoi. Luke Tonya Derry. Barbara Kumsin. Franklina Adai. Blessing Ama Injekeri Nogbe. Grace Nasara Asiedu Wumbe. Linda Kodia. Portia Afosa Chum. Lodina Amu Jao. Aliu Tijani Jibril. Grace in Team. Rukaya Tibil. Vanessa Nakaikwe. Selena Atayoko. Augustina Donko. Akosia Echa Akosa. She's online. Magnoel Dela Kwame Ahodoko. Grace Abna Embro. Gertrude Dia. Abigail Ekia Akon. Harriet Anyakpa. Stephanie Ama Kunedu Amposa. Benita Elom Pere. Abna Mantebia Asa Etiemo. Saada Idi Abubakar. Bernardine SL. Amatu Adam. Rachel Ethel Osei Safo. Eunice Ajimandia. Eunice Penin Kukwa Ember. Christiana Achufi Bansa. Mary Afol Etiemo. Monica Nuwakbo. Phyllis Efia Ofosuhema. Asare Kensford. Fidelia Fiave. Ekia Sewa Abebrese. Please, there's space here, Rachel, please. Dokas Ayebia Kunedu. Ambe Abna Fofie Asiedu. Amanda Jubin Fofi. Osborne Jamira Apia. Ruth Osa Kwating. Nanabna Fimba Solomon. Gifty Ano. Benedicta Ayesu. Miriam Brown. Najat Arienate Musa. Emanuela Abnadede Dake Huno. Valentina Sylvia Gillette. Josephine Annan. Akosia Enima Kakari. Anastasia AJ. Jacinta Darkon, Emanuela Antoinette Davis, Patricia Nkrumah, Nora Deida Ofori Ado, Emmanuel Kelly Kusogo, Franklin Eche Hase, Emmanuel Daite Amesimaku, I've mentioned it twice. Abna Alberta MFA Fuade, Gloria Boachewa Darko, Abdul Aziz El Omar, Caroline Irajua Kwashi, and then Abubakar Bagnaba Eklima. Okay. May I see by hands those who are registered, who are dietitians? Raise your hand. Let's see you. Okay. Then the rest of you are nutritionists. Right. So I don't know if you can see. Okay, so please let the dietitians turn and then we will read. It's on your phone. No, they can look up. So please face, can read. And so let's raise our right hand up. We'll start with the dietitians and then the next will be the nutritionists. Okay, so having received, you repeat after me. Having received the appropriate training in dietetic, having passed the dietetic licensure examination, and having been duly licensed by the Allied Health Professions Council, I present myself to be duly inducted in the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics into the dietetic profession and to confer on me the credential of registered dietitian. To this end, I promise to keep true to and abide by the rules and regulations governing this profession and to hold on to my professional charge as given by GAND. I pledge to conduct myself in all honesty, integrity, and fairness at all times. I pledge to support and promote high standards of professional practice. I pledge and accept the obligation to protect my clients, the public, and the dietetic profession. The Constitution of, as well as GAN's Code of Ethics for professional practice, and to report perceived violations of the code through the processes established by GAND. I pledge to consider the health, safety, and welfare of the public at all times. So help me God. All right, the nutritionist, it's your turn. Okay, so as we did, let's raise our right hand up. Having received the appropriate training in nutrition, having passed the nutrition licensure examination, and having been duly licensed by the Allied Health Professions Council, I present myself to be duly inducted by the Ghana Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics into the nutrition profession, and to confer on me the credential of registered nutritionist. To this end, I promise to keep true to and abide by the rules and regulations governing this profession, and to hold on to my professional charge as given by GAND. I pledge to conduct myself with honesty, integrity, and fairness at all times. I pledge to support and promote high standards of professional practice. I pledge and accept the obligation to protect my clients. Go ahead. The public and the nutrition profession. I pledge to uphold the Constitution of GAND. For professional practice and to report perceived violations of the code through the processes established by GAND. I pledge to consider the health, safety, and welfare of the public at all times. So help me God. Okay, so now you credential or your induction certificate. So I'll call Mr. Collins to, oh, you bring it. I'll just mention it. So when I call your name, you come up to receive it. I think we can move to one side so the photographers can get a shot for you.
She also comes into over.
Okay. Benita Elom. She's not here. Dorcas Ahibia Konedu, are you here? Bernardine SL. Okay. Eunice Penny. Okay. All right. RDA4, please kindly come up so you assist with the pinning. It's yours. Dorcas. Bernadine. Eunice Penny. Araba Besiwa. Phyllis Efia Ofosuhema. Miriam Brown. Rukaya Tibil. Vanessa Nakaikwe. Franklin Echehasi. So you give to her. Luke Tonya Derry. Osborne Jamarapia. Luke will come before you. Don't overtake him. Wait, one is yours. Okay, so we just do, okay. Okay. Please the middle. Or you've received yours already. Okay. Okay. So we just give the certificate here. See the creation nature. Okay. So Osborne. So please be careful. We just Caroline. Caroline. Nelly Lorna. Okay. All right. Gertrude, yeah. Emmanuel Kelly Kusogbo. Gertrude. Kelly. Okay, sorry. Sorry. It's behind. Amanda. Amanda Jubin Fofi. Patricia Nkrumah. RD. Abigail Ekia Akon. RD Portia Afosa Chum. RD Grace in team. Grace in team. I don't think. Mark Noel. Yeah. Christiana. Josephine Annan. Akosua Nima Kakari. Barbara Kumsin. Okay, I don't think Barbara Kumsin is here. Lordina Amojao. Rachel Ethel Osei-Safo. Saada Idi Abubakar. Grace Abna Embro. Told you she didn't come. Called her, she didn't come. Grace Abna Embro. Okay, these people are. Emmanuel Daite Ame Simeku. It's not here. Mary Afoletiemo. Okay. Fidelia Fiave. Nora Deda Ofori Ado. At least we got people coming. Linda Kodia. Monica Nuoko. Monica Nuoko. Ruth Osakwate. Franklin Adai. Ambe Abna Fofi-Asiedu. Gloria Boachewa Dako. Nadabna Femba Solomon. Sorry. Lucy Sechiwa Ewusi. Nana Kwame Adebekoy. Bequin. Emanuela Antoinette Davis. Next set, no, we'll go and do that set. Amatu Adam. Benedicta Yesu. Najat Arianate Musa. Augustina Donko. Alberta MFA Fuade. Abdulaziz. Blessing Ama in Jen Kerry Nogbe. Stephanie Ama Kunedu Amponsa. Grace Nasara Esiedua. Aliu Tijani Jibril. Giftiano. Anastasia J. Equiasewa Abebrese. Eunice Ajimandia. Harriet Anyakba. Hey, sorry. Akosia Echan Akosa. Valentina Sylvia Gillette. Asare Kingsford. Abna Mantebia Asa Etiemo. Selina Atayoko. Hey. Emmanuela Abnadede Daki Huno. So it seems your certificates may be part of the credentialed one. So you just come up for any of these that are not here. When we go out, we just give yours to you. Okay. Please come up. Sorry. I don't know. Equia. Yes. Equia Siamateria. Oh, let me give her a female one. Emanuela Aqua. Okay.
What's the total number?
You give me one. That's the last one.
Total number have potential.
Abubakar B. Eklima. Sorry. Okay, so to our old members who signed up for the credential certificates, once we are done with the program, kindly pass the desk outside for your certificates. Thank you. Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we move to the major business of the day, the handing over. Yes. So it's been 3 years of being both your PRO and 2 years of acting general secretary. I've been called so many times. I've done, yes. So I'm happy that the day is finally here, Tuesday, 8th October, 2024. I'll call the electoral committee members, Ms. Joanna Dubon and Ms. Manyanya Sulemana, to handle the handing over ceremony.
Hi, everyone. Good evening to you, distinguished GAND members and guests. Good evening, distinguished members of GAND and guests. Beautiful. My name is Manyaya Suleimana, and I'm going to do this with Madam Joan. We want to especially thank the chairperson of this committee in the person of Dr. Michael Wiafi Akintin, who couldn't be in our midst this evening. Last year, 20th of October, GAND nominated us to be members of this committee. And ever since then, it has been an amazing time working with the executives. In August, we had our elections. It was an online elections, and we had 83 of our members in good standing who were eligible to vote out of the numerous GAND members we had by 10. And this election results were published the same day we took the elections. And we had Reverend Prince Bedu, who was elected president, Mr. Anthony Kula, vice president, Madam Ernestina and Mr. Joseph competed for the role of a secretary, and Mr. Joseph Dankwa emerged the winner. Treasurer, we had Madam Felicia Danso. PRO, we had Madam Pearl. Chair for Nutrition Group, Professor Paul Ayi. We also had Dr. Frank Hayford as the chair-elect for Dietetics Group. Chair for Practice Standards and Accreditation Committee was Mr. Collins Apia. Chair for GAND Foundation, Mr. Daniel Mensah. Zonal representative on GB, we had Madam Alberta Seram. And students representative on GB, we had Mr. Julius. And we had some few challenges with the online voting, which we later resolved. However, we want to indulge members to kindly renew on time. If we have to vote online, we would have to have all members register online. Renew their membership before you can be able to vote. And this really brought a bit of itches, but Franklin was able to help us. Thank you very much, Franklin. You've been amazing to our EC. Yes, let's put our hands together for him. He's been amazing. We also want to suggest that for the role of the zonal representative on GB, we should have various reps from the various zones to compete for such a post. We only had one nominee for that, and we want to suggest that subsequently we should have different reps from different zones so that we'll have a good representation on the election board. Yes. Thank you very much. So we want to do the handing over. I would want to kindly call on the old executives to kindly come up. Please, let's put our hands together for our old executives. Did I say old? Outgoing. Sorry, you are not old yet. Outgoing executives. Yes. We have Professor Kingsley Preko as our president. Please, let's be clapping for them as they come. Mr. Percival, Vice President. Mrs. Equia, Treasurer. Ms. Senam, PRO. Mrs. Hamdara, as our Chair for Dietetics. Professor Annan as Nutrition Chair. Reverend Prince Bedu as okay, thank you. Miss Efia Adai, please. If you are here, kindly come up. She's standing in for our treasurer. Mr. Daniel Mensah. Yeah, you are here. Mrs. Posha Kuma. Kumsa. Mrs. Posha, please, is she around? Madam Aleziaba, please come up. Mrs. Felicia Danso. Beautiful. So please, all our newly elected executives, kindly come up as well. Mr. Anthony, please, let's put our hands together. Mr. Joseph, Madam Felicia is here. Madam Pearl, please, let's keep clapping. Prof. Ayi, Dr. Frank Hayford, Madam Alberta, and Mr. Julius. Please, are we all here? Yes, so I would have preferred we face each other, like Prof said. So outgoing, I nearly said old executive. Outgoing executive, please let's be this way.
So we should face our.
Yes, so you identify your person. How do you call it? Sorry. Dr. Frank is not here. So we would invite President-elect, sir. Can you kindly come here? When you take your oath, you can go back. So I can help you.
All right, thank you. So we will do the handing over from the down and come up. So President-elect, thank you. So now are we waiting for the last person? All right, so let's go ahead. Would ask the outgoing executives to the student rep to hand over to the incoming. So Julius is taking over from Alice. Let's give it up. Thank you. Kindly stand, don't go. We move on to zonal rep Felicia to Seiram. Great. Thank you. Nutrition chair from Prof. Anand to Prof. Ayi. The two professors, Prof to Prof. Thank you. What's the next one? All right, so we're moving to the dietetics chair. Dara to Dr. Frank. Great. Thank you, Dara. All right, PRO from Seiram. Senam to Pearl. All right. Treasurer, the rep of Mrs. Ifua. She's coming. Let's give it up. Take your time. Take your time. Don't fall. To Felicia. Great. All right, so we move to practice standard and accreditation. Reverend Baidu to Collins. Great. All right, we move to Gand Foundation. Daniel to himself. So I'd let the outgoing president. Okay, great. That's okay. So we have our secretary, Senam to Joseph. Welcome. Great, thank you. Senam is all full of smiles. All right, so our vice president, we have Percival to Anthony. Great. All right. So we come to the final one from president to president, Prof. Kingsley Perku to Reverend Baidu. Let's give it up. It hasn't been easy. Great. All right. Thank you very much. Outgoing, in fact, outgone, almost outgone, and incoming, almost in, almost in. Oh, please, please, don't go yet. You are almost gone, but you are not gone yet. Let's have some round of handshakes. Old, and incoming, kindly shake. Come and shake. Outgoing. A shake of peace and that they have handed over peacefully without any grudge and giving their blessings. Okay. They shake a picture. All right. All right. Thank you very much. Our outgone executives, kindly take your seats. We'll swear in our new executives and then we can do pictures. Thank you. Let's face the audience. I'd like to have the president-elect come forward. President, kindly come forward. The rest of us, can we stand in a great, great. So President, we're going to take the oath. Kindly have your right hand up and say this after me. You can face your audience. So where you hear I, you put in your name, all right? As the President of GAND, I will fulfill my roles and responsibilities as delineated in GAND's constitution. I will adhere to the governing board's norms during board meetings, uphold and defend the sanctity of the Academy's constitution at all times. I will uphold and preserve the dignity of the office of the President and lead the Academy in all candor. I will respect and faithfully implement the bylaws, policies, operations, and board decisions. I will conduct myself in a spirit of collegiality and respect and pursue the collective decisions of the board. I will honor confidentiality regarding decisions, comments, and deliberations, and exercise the above responsibilities at all times and with due diligence, care, and skill in a reasonable and prudent manner. So help me God. Thank you. You can kindly step. All right, so to the rest of the governing board, kindly have your right hands up and say this after me. When you hear I, you put in your name, and when you hear us, you put in your designation. Great. As a governing board member, I will fulfill my roles and responsibilities as delineated in GAN's constitution. I will adhere to the governing board's norms during board meetings, support the president to lead the academy. I will respect and support the bylaws, policies, operations, and board decisions. Conduct myself in a spirit of collegiality and respect for the collective decisions of the board, and subordinate my personal issues to the best interest of the academy. I will honor confidentiality regarding decisions, comments, and deliberations, and exercise the above responsibilities at all times and with due diligence, care, and skill in a reasonable and prudent manner. So help me God. Great, thank you very much. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, please, you can kindly sit. Okay, so now I'll call the incoming the president of GAN for the next 3 years, Reverend Prince Baidu, to give his president's address.
Thank you, Madam Senam, former secretary. Yeah. Professor Kingsley, the former president, members, our respected nutrition and dietetics professionals of our esteemed profession and our professional body, Ghana Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. I would want to express my gratitude to the Almighty God possible for my colleagues and myself elected and subsequently inducted today as leaders of Academy. I would want to express my sincere appreciation to Professor Preko, led SWAL administration, for what I will call a yeoman's job they have done for the past 5 years. They have laid a very solid foundation upon which the new executives can leap to higher heights, God being our help. God richly bless you for your great work. At the opportune time, the Academy will honor you for your awesome work. The GAND I see in the short, medium, and long term, I see a populous GAND. A GAND that is in the thousands and into its 3,000s. I pledge to work hard with my colleagues and with the membership as we have now, to raise the GAN members from the current a little above 600 to 3,000 members by the time we are handing over. I see a GAN well positioned has chalked a lot of successes in the international, regional, and sub-regional sphere. We have had our member risen to the height of the president of the International Union of Nutritional Sciences. And currently we have a member who is the vice president of the same prestigious organization. I promise to work hard to keep and maintain our position in the international sphere, and also I'm happy to also work hard to consolidate our joining of the International Confederation of Dietetic Associations. So the dietitians here, we have also joined the international body, and very soon you will hear communications regarding okay, I think I can shout, so let me read. I see attaining very high heights in the Federation of Africa Nutrition Societies, FANUS, and the African Nutrition Society, whose conference we are enjoying today. A leading wellness center and an international haven for retreat. I see a Gantt that is pioneering other novel associations and organizations. Fortunately for us, we are adhering members of IUNS, the top level organization for nutrition societies in the world. We are also members of the FANUS, the nutrition associations in Africa. I see Gantt leading the charge to bring together the dietetic associations in Africa to form an alliance to harness all the various expertise we have in West Africa, East Africa, Northern Africa, Central Africa, and Southern Africa. I see a Gantt permeating through all spheres and walks of our lives, gaining new grounds in industry, in the Ministry of Education, private organizations, and our communities, forging ahead to perpetuate community practice. I have a short plea. I plead with all of us that we must endeavor to hold Gantt in high esteem wherever we find ourselves. We must commit to volunteer to work in various committees that will be published in due course. We must be willing to give money to enhance our cause aside from our dues. Soon, I'll be coming to you to collect your 10,000 Ghana cedis, your 5,000 Ghana cedis, and your 2,000 Ghana cedis to start the Gantt Village agenda. Now, for those who are young or new with the association or the academy, when we launched Gantt, we had founding members, and they gave money to form the seed money to start the academy. We are giving opportunities to all the team members to give a lifetime investment to Gantt. And in return to this, you may not be a founding member, but the International Museum that will be put up in the Gantt Village will have a special plaque for those who will give a lifetime investment into Gantt. I know all of us will live very long because we eat well. And I can see Seram at 80, celebrating the 80th anniversary, and going to the Gantt Village with her grandchildren, and the grandchildren pointing at a plaque with her name there. That one will be a very, very exciting scene. And I want to be part of those whose name will be on the plaque. So I don't know, maybe I can see Profile, he can give us like 50,000. He can give us like 50,000. We will raise enough money, a minimum of 10 acres of land, walled for the future project ahead of us. For your information, the best time to buy a land was yesterday. But since we are not you that we need a land, best time is now. So think about how much you will give to us. I was just thinking, if everybody gives us 10,000 and we are 1,000, how much will we get? We can do a lot with it. I can see Hajia Hamda telling RD Ifwa that the president's expectation is too low. 10,000 is small. Thank you very much, Hajia. You can give more than 10,000 and it will be appreciated. Let's give a hand. I plead with you to project the good name of Gand anywhere and everywhere you find yourself. And I passionately want to tell us that we are nutritionists and we are dietitians and we are very, very unique in our differences. We must see ourselves as one mother and as siblings of one mother. So if you are a dietitian, you are not of a different blood from the nutritionist. And if you are a nutritionist, you are not of a different stock from the dietitian. I'd want to plead from here that the squabbles and quarrels we have had since Gant was put together. I'm a dietitian, I'm a nutritionist, and we are the same, we are different. It must end. Everybody knows who a dietitian is. Everybody knows who a nutritionist is. Let's work together. And our name, Ghana Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, tells it all. That we are two professionals with one goal, to ensure that Ghana eats well and we forge a mindset in Ghana that will lean towards healthy eating and healthy lifestyle. Let's work together and make Ghana great and strong. Long live Ghana, long live Ghana, long live our teaming esteemed professionals. Thank you very much. May God bless us all. Bye.
Thank you very much, Reverend Prince Beidou. As my last official duty as moderator for AGM, I would like to hand over to Mr. Joseph B. Dankwa to continue the moderation. Thank you.
Thank you all for your participation so far. Now we would like to open the floor for questions and an open discussion. Now is the time to engage all of us. If you have any questions, thoughts, that will move the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics forward. If you have any questions or whatsoever, you can kindly raise your hand and we will get to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it's been a long day. I think my good friend who was here, who said he didn't have license and he was teaching and he was practicing nutrition. I wanted to revisit his issue. He can't practice nutrition without a license. What he's doing is criminal. So the point is that, but he also raised a very interesting issue. I checked the Constitution, and the Constitution does not require anybody to be registered with the Allied Health Professionals Council or to have a license before the person becomes a grant member. So now, when people, we need to look at the issues around the membership and how do you call that one? The one that gives the title. Credentialing. I mean, I couldn't check for that one in the constitution, but we need to be very clear around this, because if he cannot make payment because it's asking for a PIN which he doesn't have, then that's a challenge. But we also want to ask ourselves, do we agree that if you don't have license, you should be a member? Because I've seen honorary members at the end. Maybe we may have to really look at the whole membership issue, because you cannot call yourself a nutritionist if you don't have the PIN or the license. And if we keep repeating that professionalism, that is where we should start from. So we may have to amend the constitution and revisit the issue about who is a member or who can become a member. And then also look at the credentialing bit. I don't know if it's in the constitution, and then we need to really indicate, if we want to delineate that one, clearly indicate that you must have a PIN before you get that. Else this confusion will not stop. And I think that it was a bit unfortunate that I seriously, I think it was unfortunate we allowed that comment to pass without somebody correcting him. He needed to have been corrected. We shouldn't have allowed it to pass, because this is also an opportunity for all of us to learn. Thank you. Okay, no, sorry. One last thing. The induction. You could see that I think the people were very few. I have a suggestion. We should consider getting the zonal reps, because most of these things, it's not just for the universities, but it's largely around the universities, or we can do it in the universities. So if we should consider exploring the possibility of doing it around the graduation time. So that, for example, if you were to do it in UCC around the graduation time, maybe other institutions around here, we can get a lot more people, and then hopefully it's also a revenue generation. At least the money you will take will be more than what you used to present the certificate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I just want to comment on the last part where we'll try and bring the induction to the graduation. You know, nutritionists, dietitians, when they are done with the training, we have 1 year internship, which is part of the training, and you being qualified to be called a dietitian or a nutritionist. And then after this clinicals, that is the internship, then they go in for the licensure exams. So that wouldn't be possible. We can only do it after the licensure exams. I think the new GB, they'll look at it, they'll revisit the issue again, and then we'll see how best we can have our induction ceremony in grand style. We should actually brand this, because this is a ceremony, a lifetime ceremony for us as professionals. When you look at the other professionals, like the pharmacists, the lawyers, the doctors, this is actually a grand something that we need to. And the old GB, we were discussing it. The new GB will take it up. It's actually going to be a grant, something that will be big, because it is once in our lifetime. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Auntie Hamza. So I also want to respond to the first comments. I don't know whether you are here. To him that though he has a PhD and is teaching nutrition. By law, if you are practicing, or whether you are practicing or teaching you are required to be licensed by the Allied Health Professions Council. Now, the issue of whether GAN should register persons who are licensed by the AHPC is another thing that I think the board will look at. If you are here licensed or practicing, it's the credibility or the department that you are. So in my department, the nutritionists and the dietitians are it adds credibility of your program. The student, the credibility of that's earlier comments, yeah.
My brother, yes, I am speaking from the portfolio I just left. Outgone president said we must ourselves towards the what to do the council through licensure or licensing. So right now, we must view it like we are a council, because when you look at the American Dietetic Academy, Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, they are a council and a professional body. Yes. So if we are looking forward to becoming a council where we regulate ourselves, then we must start the regulation now. Otherwise, if we set any standard where we will say, oh, okay, we are a professional body, by law, we are supposed to just register you as a registered nutritionist and registered dietitian. Then you are supposed to get yourself licensed so you can practice. That is by law. But we are trying to facilitate as an academy, because eventually we will do it ourselves, so that we don't have to get ourselves into difficulties when it comes to our own self-regulation. Yes. So for our membership, according to our constitution, we are a professional body, and by law, NCDR 174, no professional can practice a profession that he purports to practice unless, except that he registered with his professional body. So if you are a nutritionist and you are a dietitian, you have broken the law if you are not part of any professional body that is so registered with the Registrar General. So GAN now is the only registered professional body for nutritionists and dietitians. So you are supposed to register with us. But we are not a council yet. That is how come we have to lead you to license with the council. So when you get to our 10, will not be found wanting. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to add to the issue of the credentialing a ceremony. I suggest that we have a dress code, we should make it formal. People should dress in a formal way for the ceremony. It adds up to we being serious about what we are doing. If you look at other groups, they come in well dressed. In fact, it's stated in the emails that are sent to them that you must be in a formal attire. Some even add that wear a jacket, wear a suit. If you don't dress appropriately, you won't go through the ceremony. And then it adds so much weight to what we are doing. And it translates in the way we dress where we work. Most of the time, we don't dress well. Nutritionists, dietitians, we don't dress well casually. And that's because even from our inductions, whatever, we don't put in seriousness to the way we carry ourselves. So I think that the new executives, in fact, once we are all here, it's an AGM, let's agree that we have some form of dress code for it. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
The bus is ready, so this should be the last question.
Okay, it's good, but I'm not making, somebody can still ask. It's a comment, it's not a question. So I'm going to say something again. It looks like we are trying to live our dream today. Our dream is that you have a council and you can regulate. We are talking about induction, and we are running comparison with other professions. Let's ask ourselves, who is inducting the lawyer? Who is inducting the doctor? They are not inducted by professional associations. They are inducted by regulators. So it makes a difference. So we shouldn't try to live our dream now. If we don't separate these things and we continue to run this kind of comparisons, it's going to just get us frustrated because we are seeing how they are doing it. So let other professionals council come and try an induction and make it compare. People will be there. You understand? It is the Medical and Dental Council that does induction for doctors. It's not GMA. And it's not the Ghana Law Association or Lawyers Association that does induction for lawyers. It is done by the General Legal Council. So these inductions are typically the role of regulated. There's nothing wrong with us doing it, but we just have to accept that we will get there. We are looking at what they are doing. It's great. We'll get there, but because we are not regulators, we cannot immediately have that. And now I come back to Mr. President, your comment. My argument was that if you look at the Constitution, yes, the laws of Ghana may be supreme, but if you open the Ghana Constitution and look at it now, in terms of membership, there's nothing about either having allied health, whatever, license or not. It's not there. Do you want to make it explicit or you just want to leave it like that? It's a question we should discuss. We can't run away from it. Because if I were this guy and he couldn't register, I'll be very frustrated. And who knows, maybe I may take you to court. You can never be sure. So just let the thing, don't touch me, is better than leave me alone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I believe the new GB has taken consideration of everything that has gone on here. And with that, we'll bring our AGM today to a conclusion and adjourn to our next meeting in Tamale. At this point, I will invite Reverend Prince Bedu to give us the closing prayer. Can we have someone move for the adjournment, please? Please second that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, right after the closing prayer, all the newly inducted members will come and you take a picture with the GB. Then GBs, you stay for our exclusives because we need to take some exclusive pictures for the website. Please, shall we kindly be on our feet as we take the closing prayer? There will be photo session after, so if you have some time, you can wait and take photos. Shall we please pray? Heavenly Father, we are grateful to you for a successful AGM and successful induction and credentialing and handing over. We pray that you pour your blessings upon Gant and our subsequent endeavors. In Jesus' name, amen.
Hello. Please, those of us going to the hotels, the bus driver is waiting. He's the only bus driver we have. You move to the bus point and you conveyed. If the bus leaves and you get the space, it will be difficult for you. Thank you.